everyone, welcome back for another video. Here's a question I get asked all the time. What is a vegan diet? And pretty simple, not consuming any animal products or byproducts of any kind. So no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no honey, nothing like bread or any processed foods with any kind of milk or eggs or anything of that sort inside the product itself. So it's free of animal products. What are the benefits? There's massive amounts of benefits to a vegan diet that most people don't even know about, or they don't believe until they try it and then they see the benefits. It's lower blood pressure. It's cholesterol free, a vegan diet. So there's no dietary cholesterol in it. It's dramatically a lower risk for all Western diseases, including cancer, diabetes, heart disease, autoimmune diseases, of pretty much all those diseases. That's it right there. So studies have proven there's also reversal of all Western diseases. And I'm not saying there's prevention of all Western diseases. Like there is some cancers that are just inevitable, but they have been proven to actually reverse heart disease, cancers, type 2 diabetes. And these studies are actually out there and you can research them. Or I can give you some of the doctors that did these studies in the comments, and actually later in this video I will list them. Increased nutrient intake is another benefit. Increased fiber intake is another benefit. Consuming no animal hormones whatsoever that are found in meat or dairy products. So when you're eating a straight plant-based vegan diet, there's no added hormones to anything, whereas you're consuming a Western diet, you're consuming meat and dairy have massive amounts of natural occurring hormones inside them. So even if the package says, no added hormones, you're still consuming animal hormones. We all have hormones in us. I have hormones, you have hormones, we all have hormones in us. And when you're eating the flesh or a byproduct like milk or cheese or anything that comes from an animal, you're consuming their hormones. So you're boosting hormone levels in your body by consuming those products. Another question people ask me about a vegan diet is, where do you get your calcium from? And that is a pretty easy answer. It's green leafy veggies have massive amounts of calcium and they're more absorbable than dairy products. Beans are another great source and also super absorbable. And there's also plant-based milks out there that have calcium fortified in them, and there are better options than regular dairy milk. Another question I get asked is, where do you get your protein from? And being a vegan for 8 years, it's kind of a silly question in my mind, and I'm sure if you're vegan and you're watching this, it is a silly question, and sometimes we get frustrated, but we also need to realize that we were once there before, and so other people are learning. And if you're watching this video and you don't, you can get your protein from plants. It's extremely simple. Beans, lentils, grains, and legumes all have high amounts of protein in them. They all contain the amino acids that we need for our muscle rebuild. So protein, very, very easy to come across in a plant-based diet. It's more absorbable on a plant-based diet, and it's higher quality than an animal-based protein. It's more natural for our body to actually break down and distribute to our muscles, whereas something from meat or dairy, cheese, whey protein, any supplements, if you think about it, breaking down a big hunk of animal flesh in your body, meat, is way more taxing on your digestive system and your body in general than if you were to consume beans, where it's easily more digestible. It doesn't really take a lot for your acid in your stomach to break down that and deliver the nutrients through your blood to your muscles. So way more absorbable and easier for your body to process. Plant-based protein actually has little to no fat, especially saturated fat. If you're eating a whole food plant-based diet, or if you're eating like butter spreads and stuff like that, it's going to have protein in it, but it's going to have a higher fat content because you're consuming vegetable oils, which I recommend to stay away from. I mean, if it's going to help you transition into a vegan diet, then to start off, yeah, it's great, but for optimal health, staying away from the oils and stuff is the best choice. Plus it's super high in fiber and nutrients, so the protein you're consuming will give you the fiber, it'll give you the nutrients you need along with the protein. So another great benefit of plant-based protein. These are questions. Another question that I get asked is, how do I get started? And the first thing I say is educate yourself. Don't just say I'm cutting out meat and then now you're stuck and you have nowhere to go and you're struggling. What do I buy in the grocery store? And you're just completely confused. And if you have no resources and no one to ask, you usually will probably fail. So what we need to try to do is educate ourselves first. And there's plenty of books out there that in cookbooks and stuff like that you can actually get super cheap, super easy to get. Even at the library they have them, so you can even take them out, check them out. And there's also resources online. I actually have a few books, and I'll show you over here on the table. Big stack. Power Foods by Neil Barnard, Dr. Neil Barnard, the most brilliant mind in the plant-based world, I think, hands down. He has over 70 peer-reviewed papers that actually have been published, and then on top of it, I don't even know how many books. Just endless. Prevent and reverse heart diseases. Diabetes is another one that I recommend for Neil Barnard, and even Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. It's another book I recommend. And then you got cookbooks. This one's by Dr. John McDougall. Phenomenal book. And Dr. John McDougall, great guy. He also has a bunch of stuff on YouTube that you can resource for transitioning. So another one right here, Vegan Cookbook. Another good book by Dr. John McDougall. And a great documentary, Forks Over Knives, by T. Colin Campbell and Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. Great book, great documentary, super high in information, a must watch and a must read. One of my favorite athletes, The Plant Power Way by Rich Roll. He's a vegan triathlete and a superhuman when it comes to athletics. And this is a great book, beautiful book. Has all sorts of great recipes for you, and it's just great. Great. Another way to get started too is pick 3 of your favorite meals or 4 of your favorite meals, like spaghetti, pizza, chili, tacos, and burritos. And how do we transition those into a plant-based meal? Well, super simple. The pizza, you just cut out the cheese. So you make the pizza dough, or even if you're out, you go and get a regular pizza with no meat and just say no cheese. And load the veggies on and start out like that. It's amazing. Don't put plant-based cheese on it because now you're adding fat and oil, and you won't see the optimal benefits of a plant-based diet. Super benefits would be without any cheese on top. So cancel the cheese on that and you'll be fine. It'll be great. Spaghetti, get rid of the meat out of it. Get rid of the cheese off the top and add in beans or add in veggies inside the sauce, and load in the garlic and all that type of stuff and really make it flavorful, and it makes the biggest difference in the world, and you'll see it. Chili, instead of the meat in the chili, just do beans, just beans inside of it. Replace all the meat with more beans. And even put like sweet potatoes. We do a sweet potato chili that's phenomenal. So even transition that way. And then tacos and burritos, instead of putting hamburger and all that stuff, just beans, corn, guacamole, hummus, lettuce, tomatoes, all sorts of whatever veggies that you like inside your burritos, but just cancel out the meat out of it and just add more beans and stuff into it. Tofu you can put into it. The options are endless. You just need to educate yourself. I hope this video helps point you in the right direction, and stay tuned for more informational videos by hitting the subscribe button down below. Any questions, post them down below, and then if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.